You ever have one of those days that goes so sideways you start to wonder if maybe you're on some hidden camera show and the universe is just waiting for you to snap? That was me, Jack Thompson. Just a guy in boots and a reflective vest working disaster. Clean up for eco-crisis response, trying to scrape some dignity together, while an ancient printer spits expense reports all over my desk like it's got a personal grudge. That's when the panic phone rings. Not the regular line, but the red one, the one nobody touches unless something's really hit the fan. It's Dr. Lisa Hartman on the other end, head honcho at Riverside Medical Center, her voice about an octave higher than usual, tight and tense. She says, "Jack, someone sabotaged the surgical HVAC, dumped chemicals in the vent. The entire wing is shut down and we have a heart surgery on a child that can't be moved." Just like that, I'm not fighting with the printer anymore. I'm shoving on my boots, grabbing my kit, and the adrenaline is pushing everything else out of my head because it's not just about fixing broken stuff now. It's about a little kid whose life is dangling on the edge and the clock is already ticking. By the time I pull into the hospital, the place looks like a blockbuster movie set. Police tape whipping in the wind, cars scattered everywhere, folks on their phones filming, probably hoping for a TikTok moment. An officer so young he probably still gets carded points me toward Detective Ramirez, who's got that I've seen it all slouch in a cup of coffee that smells like burnt hopes. "You're the hazmat guy," he grumbles, barely looking up. "I hope you brought a miracle," I shoot back. "Depends, you want the deluxe package or just the regular nightmare?" He jerks his chin at the patrol car. And that's where I spot her, Margaret Hargrove, the villain of this little drama. 60s yoga outfit so spotless it probably squeaks, silver bun, wound-tight lips pursed like she just bit into a lemon. "Officer," she's saying loud enough for everyone to hear, "these cuffs are giving me a rash. I am the president of Willow Grove Estates HOA, and this is completely unacceptable." I glance at Ramirez, who sighs. She's been at war with the hospital since they broke ground on the new pediatric wing noise dust. Her poodle won't eat all that. HOA's her kingdom, and she rules it with an iron fist. You know the type, flower beds exactly 6 inches tall, trash cans hidden out of sight. God help you if you hang laundry on a Sunday. Margaret's not just fighting for her peace and quiet, though she's clinging to power, fighting irrelevance, lashing out because the world keeps spinning without asking her permission. Ramirez fills me in how Margaret's been rallying the HOA, filing complaints about the health hazards of construction, winding up her neighbors like a coach at halftime. But today, she crossed the line. Got caught on camera, sneaking out a service door, and a few minutes later, the air ducts start puking this smell, sulfur-cheap perfume, and something sticky sweet enough to send the nurses scrambling for masks. My team pulls in Frank, the old Navy vet, Sophia, the chem wizard, and Max, our tech kid, who looks like he wandered in from a robotics fair. We gear up in hazmat suits, sweating before we even hit the stairwell. Max sends a drone into the ducts, and there it is, a glob of expanding foam, glittering with sequins laced with chemicals you don't want to meet in a dark alley. "She built herself a stink bomb," Sophia mutters, staring at the readouts with a side of corrosive acids. Genius in the worst way. Now, I'm not going to lie, there's a second there where I think about walking. This is way beyond my pay grade, and the odds of pulling off a miracle feel real thin. But then I see the kid, tiny, pale, a mess of wires and hope, and something in me hardens. Maybe it's pride, maybe it's stubbornness, maybe I just don't like bullies who think the rules don't apply to them. So we scrap the safe plan and come up with something wild, reverse the airflow blast. Sophia's catalyst into the ducts, suck all the junk into a filter, and then shatter the whole mess with a pressure burst. If it goes wrong, the building might lose a wall or two, but hey, life's short. It's chaos. Max is yelling on the radio with the construction guys in the basement. Frank is sweating in a crawl space, bypassing the safeties. Sophia's in the van, mixing up her secret sauce, and I'm running interference with Margaret, who's now shrieking that she needs medical attention because the stress is ruining her chakra alignment. Ramirez isn't having any of it, ma'am. Sit down and enjoy the view. This is your show. When it all kicks off, it's like flipping a switch. The whole building shakes. The foam cracks, the sequins scatter like some evil confetti, and the vacuums roar. For one terrifying second, nothing happens. Then air clears, alarms stop blaring, and a wave of cheers crackles over the radios. Dr. Hartman rushes out, hugs me tight enough to make my ribs ache, and all I can think is, yeah, we did it. The kid's getting his surgery, the crisis is over, and for one brief moment, the world feels right. A few days later, I'm back at the office, feet up, filing my report and daydreaming about early retirement when the letter lands on my desk. Margaret's lawyer, slicker than an oil spill, says she's suing us for emotional distress to her poodle Duchess, who apparently now has PTSD from sequined air trauma and needs therapy, a soundproof kennel, and organic snacks for life. I just start laughing. Baxter, my boss, wants to countersue for criminal ridiculousness, and honestly, I hope he does. Here's the twist, though. Margaret spins the whole mess like she's the victim, paints the hospital as a corporate bully, the HOA as the last line of defense for the real community, and suddenly the neighborhood's buzzing about overreach justice, whose side you're really on. It made me realize just how fragile all this is, how one person's control issues can spiral into chaos for everybody else, and how sometimes all you can do is fight back with every tool you've got, even if it means vacuuming up $1,000 worth of sparkly foam on a Tuesday. I look back now and wonder, was Margaret just scared of losing her grip on the only thing she could control, or was she really a menace? Are HOAs about community or just breeding grounds for tyrants? Maybe you've dealt with someone like her, maybe you think she had a point, so go ahead. Light up the comments. Tell me your wildest neighbor story, or where you think the line is between standing up for yourself and losing your mind. If you got a kick out of this hit, like subscribe and slap that bell, because hey, we've all got battles, and sometimes the best way to win is to laugh through them together.